One of the ways we can use Qwizdom is for a paper-based type of assessment. Perhaps each student has their own handout from which they can answer questions. Maybe you have something under the document camera. Maybe you're doing some book work. This could be good for getting to know your students type of activity as well. So the program we're actually going to use is called the Answer Key Maker. So you can get to that by going to Programs, Answer Key in the Qwizdom Connect interface. And so what we'll begin by doing is creating an answer key for this paper-based assessment. So I'm going to simply insert a question. My first question is multiple choice with 5 choices, and I'm just using this assessment here to create that, and I will give that the answer. I think E is our best option there. With the Q6 remote, you could type in the text as well, and it could actually appear on the remote. But since I'm using a mixture of remotes here, I'll just go with the basic. My next question is a true or false question, and I'm going to say that answer is true. And then my final question is a numeric question. Just go in here, and I'll give this one an answer of a range between 3 to 8. You can require precision, you can do fractions, decimals, any of those types of things as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK here. I'm going to go ahead and save my presentation. So this is kind of your file button. I'll save this. Let me go to my Qwizdom folder on my P drive. And I will title this New Teacher Quiz. So I click Save. And then to actually present this to my students, I would go to Start Session. From here, I can present anonymously, but we imported those classes, so I can go down to Period 1. I like to always auto-save to the Results Manager. This is self-paced mode. I will point out a couple of options for you here. You can allow participants to change their answer. However, if you're going to do that, you need to uncheck Send Right or Wrong Feedback, because they are smart enough to figure out how to change their answer until they see that it's right. Another thing you can do is require login by ID. So the students can log in with their student ID. I'm going to go ahead and click OK here. And the presentation will load. Not really a presentation per se, but the program that will grade the assignment loads. Show you what this looks like for the students. They will turn their remotes on. And I'm playing Martin here, so I'm going to enter my student ID. On the Q4 remote, they type that in and then they hit this double arrow send key. On the Q5 remote, we'll enter Jordan's student ID number. And then just the join button. So this is kind of what things look like for the student. And this is what happens for the teacher. We can see which student. So Martin and Jordan can both be on completely different questions. I'll go ahead and have Martin answer question 1. And he is going to say that the answer is E, which corresponds with 5. I'll press that and send. And Jordan, let's see that maybe he thinks the best answer is D. So I can scroll down to D or just type the D there and then send. As the students are ready to move between questions, they just use the arrows. So Martin would use the right arrow here to go to question 2, which is displayed in the top. Jordan would use this scroll pad. So the next question I'll have them answer there. The check in the X means their answer was received, but it's not telling them if it's right or wrong. And then move on to question 3. It always shows the question number in the top there. So let's see, Martin thinks he can learn Qwizdom in 3 tries. Jordan thinks it's going to take 5. They've both answered their 3 questions. They move on to the next question, and it asks if they're done. If they say no, they can go back and change their answers. If they say yes, it gives them their grade then and there on the remote. As far as the teacher interface goes, you can see in real time how your students are doing. So if you had a flipped lesson where maybe the students watched a tutorial or did some kind of assignment at home and they're actually doing the homework in the class the next day, if you were using Qwizdom to grade that, you could go directly to Jordan and take a look at how he did on question 1 and address those weaknesses then and there. So this is the Qwizdom answer key. We just click end our session, it closes the presentation, and I will show you how to find the results next. So we go back to the Qwizdom Connect interface there. There is a results tab. It'll probably take just a moment for our results to populate in here. And here they are. Period 1 folder just appeared. And this is our, just take a look at the naming scheme when you autosave this. It's the name of the activity, the name of the class, the date and time that you did the activity. Now this initial report it gives you, it's okay, it's not great. It gives you something you can put in your grade book. But for more informed instruction, if you will go to the report wizard, I really like a couple of reports. The first one being the answer report. I'll click generate there, and notice it gives me not only a grade, how they answered on each question, and then more importantly an item analysis of each question, so I can see half of my class doesn't get question 1. I really need to reteach that.